Hey, everybody. Welcome back for episode 6, our final episode, the finale of Day Shift, our Hunter the Reckoning game here on the Renegade Games channel. Before we dig right into it tonight, of course, there are a couple top of show announcements. First of all, none of this is canon. Don't believe anything I say. I make it all up. Jason actually has an active hit out on me for the things that I say. Don't listen to me. I barely know how to play this game, but I'm enjoying sharing this story with you all. I basically just wandered into the Renegade headquarters one day and they were like, okay, lady, we'll give you something to do. It's okay. So that's how we got here. Second of all, happy Hunter release day, everybody. It is the official launch day for Hunter the Reckoning. I'm super stoked for everybody else to get their hands on this and to start playing it. I would love to hear all about yourselves and your chronicles. Tag me on Twitter. I love that shit. Third, this is a World of Darkness game. As the name would imply, things can get very, very dark. With this being the finale, I'm pretty sure you guys can expect that. So if you need to take a break, please get up, walk around, step away, do what you got to do to be safe. We as a crew have talked about safety tools and how best to handle those things in game. We highly recommend that for anybody who's going to step into the world of darkness. But do what you got to do to feel comfortable and enjoy this, because after all, that is the point. Before we rejoin our intrepid hunters, let's go around and just everybody quick intro. Who are you and who are you playing tonight? Let's start with Briana this evening.
Hello, everyone. I'm Briana, but I also go on social media by Utahime, Utahime. I am a cosplayer, streamer, TTRPG performer. I'm up to lots of shenanigans on a weekly basis, especially involving tabletop. So if you want to check out any of those other streams I'm a part of, follow me at Utahime Cosplay, and that's Facebook, Instagram, here on Twitch, where I occasionally stream on my own channel, and at Briana DeCoster on Twitter. And I am playing Angelique, but as everyone knows her, Angel Dubois, the owner of Blue Bayou, who got thrust into this insanity, and she just hopes that we all make it out alive.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine. Next, Justus. You're muted.
Yep. I'm Justus, and I had to get that out of the way early, so I won't do it later. You can find me on all the socials as Stashmandu. I'm out there doing things here and there. And tonight I am playing Barry, the probably the hero of the group, if he had to really nail a roll down. Hero, leader.
So in the world of darkness, there are no heroes. I'm just going to throw that out there. Just not really a thing.
Well, he's also got an emotional support drone
that he took to a funeral.
And a fancy party.
There's something lacking there. Next, Luis.
Hey everybody, I'm Luis Carazo, and I'm playing Professor Diego Dominguez, who is a professor of ancient history and has a fascination with the supernatural, convinced throughout his studies that there were encounters throughout history with the supernatural, and became a little bit obsessed with them. And upon discovering the supernatural, joining this cell, that obsession and curiosity has just been kicked up like a bunch of notches. So he's very smart, very studious, very academic, a little sloppy, cerebral, not very personable, but also doesn't even have an instinct to defend himself or protect himself in any way. So it's a good thing that no violence is going to ensue, because he is probably not at all prepared for handling himself.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a party. I'm sure everything will be perfectly fine. I do want to remind everybody, audience included, that Diego took a pill without asking what the hell it was last episode. So I'm sure that won't come back to haunt him at all. Last, but certainly not least, our cat wrangling party planner, Markeia.
Hey everyone, I'm Markeia McCarty, host, producer, voiceover actor, and you can find me online at Markeia McCarty, Markeia McCarty, or Darth Markeia. It's either one of those. And so I am playing Cor Morgana Springman, an ex-travel blogger, now wildly successful luxury and event planner. And she found out over the course of the last 20 hours with these people that, the reason why she's so wildly successful is because she's been utilized by the supernatural world. They kept her ignorant and they made her rich. And she found that out when one of her employees that she threw a memorial for showed up at another memorial and was like a dyed-in-the-wool baddie and like messed stuff up and then like disappeared. And so since then, she's met a werewolf, a guru, and she had no idea what was going on, but she's a bubbly badass cat lady. And her and Hades, her black Maine Coon, who is decked out like a tiny Greek god tonight.
He's perfect.
He's perfect, and he's wearing Kevlar because Battle Cat. But she knows now that there are supernatural elements to the world, that she wants to make amends for the normalization that she was a part of all of that. And she has twin silver collapsible batons as a hidden hairpiece that she is more than willing to use, although this is a fact-finding mission. And more importantly, a party where she would be well known at.
Yep. This is true. In fact, it's kind of a wonder that you didn't plan this event, honestly, as I sit here thinking about it. And I'm your storyteller this evening. My name is Diana DiMicco. You can find me here. That's where you've probably seen me. I'm responsible for the devastation that ensues on this stream and some of the others here on Play Renegade Games. So without further ado, let's jump into the last chapter of this story. So last week, our hunters accepted a proposition for one Linda Kellogg, a proposition that seemed simple enough. Go to a party, collect intel on the meeting of powerful monsters taking place there, and bring the information back. If you can do that, she's agreed to give you what you need to find an exact revenge upon the creatures that took Isaac Meadows' life. And so our hunters set about preparing for their mission and headed off to the party. They all donned some Kevlar. They put on some party outfits. Some people attached automatic weapons to drones. Some people picked up some holy water. Others took practical things like guns and batons and a really big stick. But zooming out just a moment as they set foot in the Olympia Theater. The party itself is a really fine affair. Large sconces are lit around the perimeter of the vast atriums. Conversations and laughter bounce off the walls and fill the air. Beyond the large atrium are several library suites seemingly set up to cater to side conversations or business affairs that might require some privacy. Above these suites, accessible via two large marble staircases, is a mezzanine level where more guests are circulating with drinks in their hands, conversing and laughing the night away. If you were to stand on the mezzanine and look towards the entrance to the party, you would see a confident, athletic woman in a deep blue suit with a large, godlike cat on her shoulder. Both of them wearing coordinated laurels. Clearly, they go together. Behind her stands a tall, curvaceous woman in a dress that stands out like a beam of sunlight in this dim room, a staff at her side with gold leaf pattern on it, and bands of silver at her wrists. A step behind her, two men stand side by side. Each is wearing an immaculately fitted tux, one of them has a stained shirt on underneath, but we'll ignore that. Neither one of them seems to be very comfortable in what they're wearing. The professor with slightly ruffled hair wears a determined expression as he adjusts his tie, fiddling with something in his breast pocket. Barry, beside him, eyes on his phone, but seemingly vigilant as he steps into this space. Just inside the door, a middle-aged man in a gray suit approaches you all, a smile on his face. Core, the man says as he approaches. She throws her arms around him in an embrace, Hades barely keeping his balance on her shoulder. Warrant, she says. Angel, you gasp slightly. The familiar tickle of something strange nearby all but overwhelms you as this stranger embraces your cellmate. And then you get another familiar tickle, and another, and another, and another, as these inhuman presences seem to swarm and multiply, choking the air out of the entire theater for you. Your vision begins to blur, and you realize that you aren't breathing. I need you to make me a composure and awareness roll.
It's a lot of dice. Three.
Barry and Diego. It's enough to catch your attention when Angel, halfway through taking a step, falters and seems to slip to the floor. Do either of you try and catch her? It's okay if the answer is no, Barry. We know you're an asshole.
Well,
I don't think that. Well, yeah, Barry's the asshole. I don't think I would. I don't think it would register in time for me to make the move.
Yeah, Barry's paying very close attention to his phone.
Speaking of which, where is Baby Shark right now?
So I have a brand new little perk here that allows me to set up an autonomous circle kind of thing. So I have Baby Shark patrolling the building, keeping a close eye on windows and doors in the areas around us.
Okay. Core. You are currently in an embrace with Warrant. And behind you, you hear sort of the rustling of fabric as Angel slumps to the ground. I think it would be enough that you would notice, even though you were kind of distracted in that moment. What would you do, Core?
Right. Core would have just, with the embrace and like the kiss to Warrant, hearing something like go behind her, would look over her shoulder, see Angel like on the ground, kind of look over at the other two like, and then break her embrace with Warrant. It has been just a wild night so far. Warrant, could you please get us some sort of refreshment? Sparkling water, perhaps, and maybe some of the hors d'oeuvres, just a small plate. I need to help my friend, and if you could just be such a dear to do that.
Yeah, are you sure that she doesn't need some other help? I mean, I'm sure there's a doctor in the house if we need to.
Well, let's try some sparkling water and some hors d'oeuvres, and if it's something more, then I will be the first person to get her to first aid.
All right, give me just a moment, and he's going to kind of recede into the crowd. Angel, you come to after a few seconds. It was an overwhelming moment, but when you open your eyes, you're kind of on the ground. Your three cellmates sort of looking at you wide-eyed for half a second.
Angel's going to, in that moment, definitely try to get up as quickly as possible because she's definitely embarrassed that she's basically on the ground in an evening gown, as nice as this is, especially this type of event, but obviously also too still trying to register everything that just happened. And Warrant, who came forward, that was the first trigger for her. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she's going to kind of collect herself, kind of looking at the three of them. Just there's a look of worry, like she's trying to figure out the words to say to them.
And at that moment, over the earpieces that you grabbed for everybody, there's a slight crackle of static, and you hear the unmistakable voice of Sergeant Robbie, who just dropped you off outside. And he says, "You guys have been inside for like 2 minutes. Could you not make a scene yet? You're supposed to be covert."
I'm sorry. It won't happen again. I promise. I got it.
I'm sure we've just been running on fumes and just need a bit of nourishment, and we'll be right as rain.
Yeah, well, let's try and be inconspicuous, I mean, no more fainting if you can help it.
I'll try. Yeah. Core.
Yes.
How do you know that person?
Oh, Warrant? That's my brother-in-law.
It's at that moment that he comes back. Behind him, a young lady who looks actually quite a bit like Core steps out from behind his frame. She's a teenager wearing sort of a peach-colored dress. Her eyes light up and she goes, "Hades!" And she sort of scurries, closing the last couple feet between herself and you all. And Hades jumps off of your shoulder, Core, because she would know Ori, correct?
Oh, yeah. He'd definitely know her.
He sort of jumps off of your shoulder and into her arms, where he immediately starts purring very loudly, and she just sort of strokes his back and his belly. Warrant returns and he goes, "Well, I got you a bottle of sparkling water. Is that going to be enough? I mean, really, there's plenty of places to sit down if you guys need a moment." Or I
have certain spells occasionally. I think it runs in the family, migraines and things. So this will be great. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Yes, you too. I don't. Core, who are your friends?
Oh, well, Warrant and Ori, everyone. This is Warrant, my brother-in-law, and also he used to be married to my sister while she was still with us. And this is my niece, Ori. She's a Spitfire, this one. Very intelligent, is going to get in one of the top Ivy schools. I'm very, very certain. If anything can be helped, she will definitely get into there.
And a heartbreaker at that. Look at how beautiful she is.
And just whip smart. But Warrant and Ori, these are my colleagues. This is Angelique Dubois. But, at times, I believe, prefers to be called Angel. I've done a number of events at her night spot. Just wonderful for any kind of event planning.
The Blue Bayou, right?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I've heard of that place. I hear it's great.
You should swing by sometime if you haven't moseyed on through.
I'll have to give it a shot. I'd love to come and see the place.
This is Professor Diego Dominguez, and we met at a mutual acquaintances memorial.
Right. That's right. Yes. I'm just out of curiosity now. I'll approach your niece. So you're very bright. What's your GPA? Just what area of study are you looking into?
Diego, you can't just ask people.
I haven't really decided yet. I have a 3.9 GPA, but
that's really good.
I'm
a
taking
professor.
all my AP classes right now, so hopefully I'll have some of that stuff taken care of too.
I'm on faculty at the University of Miami, and I'm on their history department. And I just have got to say, students that we've gotten the last, I don't know, however many years have just not really been up to snuff. And so it's really refreshing to meet even someone as young as yourself and a fellow academic. So I encourage you to apply to our program, and perhaps you could take one of my classes and help elevate the room, raise the bar.
Sure, but like I was really kind of thinking of maybe going out west for school.
Oh, yes. Of course.
I'd like to learn to like drive first too. That'd be.
How old are you?
16.
I'm 16.
Oh.
And we, going out west is all fun and good, but that's for summers. You should focus on Ivy Leagues, which tends to be in the East and closer to your family. I know we've had this conversation before, but
it's not really like my family shows up when they say they will, though. So it doesn't really matter where I go to school now.
Speaking of which, is this a family event? I mean, I have to say I'm surprised that I didn't know that we were going to be meeting some of your family core, and he looks around at the people that are here. Do you have other family here?
What's he doing?
Oh,
she's staring at Barry right now, pretty intently.
Oh, and this is Barry. Barry believes in comfort devices.
Like weird friends, Auntie Core.
Comfort.
I'm sorry, was something... Oh, there's a table over there with shrimp on it.
I walk over to the table with shrimp on it, and I'm going to eat a shrimp.
In any case, like I said, colleagues of, it's been a wacky night. Uh-huh.
I gotta go. I'll see you later, Hades. And she kind of scritches behind his ears as he jumps back onto your shoulder. And then she just turns and walks away without saying goodbye. She's clearly still very upset with you, Core. Mm-hmm. Warrant is going to kind of like shrug behind her and say, give her the evening. I'm sure she'll warm up to you. I got to go see where she's headed and meet up with a couple of work colleagues. But say goodbye before you leave, okay?
Of course. Well, we're planning on being here for the length of the event, so I'm sure run into you again.
Wonderful. Nice to meet you all. And he's going to turn and leave. Professor Diego.
Yes.
Barry, do you also go over to the shrimp table?
Yeah, if there's free food.
You big shrimp man?
Well, just anything free, really.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's economical. So the two of you head over to the table and start piling some fancy Chinette dining ware high with shrimp.
Make sure you get some of that sauce. I think that looks real good.
And as I'm plopping the sauce onto my plate, I'm going to look around. Do I notice any of the other guests eating any of these hors d'oeuvres, or has this been essentially left alone?
I would like the both of you to roll me wits and awareness.
Oh, no. That is 2 successes.
If you got to, okay, great, wonderful, love this. So the event just started, and with a gala like this, Core, you would know. Angel, you probably know because I'm sure you've attended a couple of like opening ceremonies or things like that. There's usually like a speech that takes place before people really start digging into the food and like, the music starts for dancing and that kind of thing. That hasn't happened yet. So you two are the only two just sort of chowing down at this table. I will say, Barry, you have a moment of hesitation when you notice that Diego is looking kind of sweaty. There's something off about his color right now. It takes you a moment, but you're like, no, it couldn't be the shrimp. He just started eating that. I'm sure it's fine. And so the two of you start kind of chowing down if you so choose.
Do I feel hot? Start to feel a little warm?
Maybe there's maybe grab a few ice cubes out of the shrimp bowl and put it on the back of your neck.
Is there a punch bowl? Is there like a drink?
There absolutely is.
I'm gonna go get myself some of the punch.
Core, you see all of this happening. I leave it to you if you want to pretend not to know these people or
not. Core's going to draw upon her etiquette and try to remember if there are any cultures on this earth that this is okay.
Roll either charisma or manipulation and etiquette. I'll let you choose whichever is higher. Since this is going to be a little bit of a fib, but also charm. So
yeah, I'll do charisma and etiquette. So,
okay. And Angel, you just kind of came to and had a panicked moment. Are you still trying to get Core's attention to try and have this conversation with her? Okay.
Yes, for sure.
We'll come back to that in just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have 5 successes. 2 of them are crits.
Wonderful. It's not like a really common thing, but you can recall that there were several schools in, we'll say in England when you were there, that had events similar to this, openings and things like that, where, people were encouraged to interact with the food because it was a more spiritual event that way. And they really got to experience that meal with all of their senses at their own leisure.
Then very loudly, but in a conversational tone, Cora would kind of stand in front of Barry and Diego like she's talking to Angel. Like, this is just like Duchess Kensington's opening gala, where you had to become one with the food and was very much encouraged. I didn't realize that we'd have such highbrow and meta spiritualness at this event.
It's at that moment that Diego shoves his hand in the shrimp bowl and pulls out a handful of ice chips.
Yeah. I put some of those in my drink to like cool it.
Wonderful. Love that.
I remember it being very hot that summer and there being just a lot of ice play. So yes, it's what great reminiscing. I mean, if it's good for the Duchess Kensington, it's good for the rest of us.
And there is a couple of folks around you were kind of staring intently at the professor, because he sort of, at this point, he kind of looked like he just wandered in off the street. Like, no one really knows where he came from. But they hear you saying this, and they kind of turn, and there's a look of dawning recognition. And then you hear a couple of them go, oh, it must be kind of trendy. And so actually 2 of the people who were standing behind you will go and join Diego and Barry at the shrimp table, and they'll just start sticking their fingers in random like trays of things there and kind of looking over their shoulder for, looks of approval from general onlookers. So congratulations, you started a new trend.
Cora's going to move closer to Angel and go, oh God, what have I done?
There's a lot of things going wrong at once. And one of them also too, we need to get back to your brother-in-law.
What was I supposed to do? They were drawing too much attention.
We'll get back to that. But you need to know something. Your brother is not who he says he is.
I'm sorry. What? Do you know him? I mean, he has been around the block, so to speak. He was very faithful to my sister while she was with us.
He's very handsome too. We'll get back to that as well. But no, it's remember we talked about this, about how I get a sense for things and that are not normal, that aren't right.
Okay. Well, if you mean, obviously myself and my niece have a little tension right now and warrants
no. This is love. I need you to trust me.
Trust you about what?
He's not normal. He's not one of us. I don't know how to explain it further. I'm trying to not have you panicking.
I have you panicking. I mean, he's a mathematical and financial genius. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I'd still be backpacking around Europe with 20 euros to my name.
Okay, so I guess the best way I can go about this, that person who came to the funeral and you said you saw them before, but they were deceased and
Toby.
They weren't anymore. Yes. That is something similar to what your brother is.
And go ahead, Angel.
No, that basically, at that point, she's still trying to explain. So that's totally fine.
So while this conversation is taking place, while Angel is trying to get this information across to Core in a way that is not going to upset her right now, Barry, with a plate full of shrimp, you're checking out your drone footage again. You don't attend parties like this for the conversation. Well, you don't attend parties like this, but your drone actually picks up something really interesting. Up on the upper mezzanine, it's picking up footage of some of the guests who are just sort of loitering around, not really talking to anybody, but there. And a familiar face comes across the screen. How long has it been since you saw Trent?
Well, it's been, we didn't part on the best terms. And so we haven't really spoken a lot since then. So maybe 3-4 years.
But you two used to work together, right? And I don't just mean work together. I mean work together.
Yes. And he, to his credit, he never rolled over on me, but
that you know of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see him on your screen now, just sort of hanging out, leaning against a pillar upstairs, talking to someone, but sort of out of the side of his mouth as he scans the crowd, like looking at something in the middle distance. He's not really talking to that person eye to eye.
I'm gonna zoom in on him and see if I can run some sort of algorithm through the screen to read his lips. I feel like that's something computers do, right?
Sure. Roll me an intelligence and technology.
Hey, can I roll one of the special dice? Because this seems illegal.
One of the special dice, desperation dice?
Is that what it? Yeah.
Is that what you want to do? But the desperation pool is currently 3 dice.
So I'd have to roll 3 of them?
Yep.
And because I absolutely remember, but for the audience, remind us what that means.
For the audience. So the desperation pool is reflective of the situation that the cell is in as a whole. You can utilize desperation dice when you are carrying out an action that pertains to your creed. So your creed is underground. So you're kind of shady. which means that since you're carrying out a shady action, you have access to the desperation pool. So when you roll the desperation dice, it is the counterpart to the hunger mechanic in Vampire. But it doesn't work quite the same. So if you get a 1 on a desperation die, the danger meter is going to increase by 1, which means that actions are going to be much harder for you all as a cell to complete. If you get more than 2, you are in despair. So if you get 2 failures on desperation dice, you enter despair, and you cannot use the desperation dice pool again until you have gone through a redemption, which is based on your drive.
Cool. Yep.
So for you, your creed fields for the underground are stealth and subterfuge, which I would absolutely argue that this applies. And just in case it comes up, your redemption is going to be the acquisition of resources from your quarry or from creatures like it. Oh, no, not that one. It's going to be get into the quarry's good graces or procure samples of the source of their power. Yeah. So maybe try not to roll some 1s.
Hey, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes. No crits.
Okay. 5 is enough. You kind of zoom in on Trent's face. His eyes are flicking back and forth and sort of all over the room. And you very clearly see him say the words, "Fuck you, Barry," and stare up directly at Baby Shark. Diego.
Yes.
As you're enjoying your shrimp, I would like you to roll me, what is this going to be? We're going to say resolve and awareness. I know that's a strange combination here.
Okay. 1, 2, 3 successes, 1 of which is a crit.
Okay. You are enjoying the shrimp, and you get the sense that the ice chips are kind of helping with your whole situation that's happening right now, and the shrimp is helping too. So you're just sort of like shoveling it into your mouth, and you hear a voice behind you that just says, "Professor, is that you?"
Oh no, the worst words. Immediately he stiffens up, like and feels like, oh, someone's coming to ask for extra credit or something. But I turn around and I want to see the source of that.
You turn around, and before you stands a woman of about 5'6". She's got sort of curly strawberry blonde hair and big glasses. You would recognize her as Margot Kinney, the librarian who helps you out a lot, actually.
What are you? Wow. What are you doing here? What a nice surprise.
I was going to ask you the same thing. This surely doesn't seem like the kind of event you'd attend.
No, it's not. But the shrimp is quite good. And listen, I'm here with some colleagues, and in a sense, I'm here for work. I suppose.
You're here to see the manuscripts.
I would love to see the manuscripts.
Oh, you haven't seen them? They're phenomenal. You will love it. Put that shrimp down. I'll show you right now.
I put the shrimp down and I go.
What is your relationship with Margot?
If there was anyone, this is the person that I have the most history with. This is like the person that I'm like, she's an academic. She's a librarian. She's helped me with research, and has helped has humored me in like my monologues about the things that interest me of the ancient world. And I've danced around theories, but have never had a direct conversation with her about the supernatural and my suspicions. But this is the person that, if I were to have ever let in on all of that, this is who that person would have been. The closest thing to a friend I think I have.
Wonderful. After you put down your shrimp, Margot brazenly and bravely is going to take you by your shrimp hand and lead you back towards the library section of the first floor.
I do. I just whip my head around and see if any of my companions are around, and remembering very briefly that we are perhaps in danger, and I'm looking to see if anyone sees that I'm being taken somewhere.
Roll me wits and awareness. We'll see if you notice anyone noticing you.
Yes. Does anyone notice me as I get swept away? 1, 2, 3. Last one go. Ooh, 4 successes.
Yeah, you whip your head around, and all you kind of see is a sea of suits and dresses and some people putting their fingers in food. That's all you see as you kind of get led away.
All right. Well, they're all very hungry. In the punch bowl. I get led away. I wouldn't resist. Not her.
I don't think so. I think you're into the manuscripts, and
100%.
You trust Margot. So
yeah.
Yeah, she'll lead you back to the library section of this building, and open up one of the sets of like oak pocket doors therein. And in this room, there are several large, long style library tables out, and on top of them are glass display cases with these very old texts in them, sort of some of those medieval style iconography books. Like there's beautiful artwork inside, written in old English script and medieval Latin and that kind of stuff. So exactly your jam, basically.
Love this. I start to devour it. Question: the earpieces that we have, are they also microphones, or is there something that I can press that could transmit to the group?
You know what? I feel like that probably is a conversation that would have been had. There definitely is sort of a push button on it, very, very Star Trek, honestly, where you could just let everybody know that you're okay. You don't know for certain that it works, though, if you use it, unless someone responds to you. I'll say that. Great.
So I'm going to start to take in, pull down one of the manuscripts, open it up, and start reading what's there. I'm going to press the button, and I'm going to say, hopefully to the group, I had no idea that there was a library here, and describe the trajectory that we took to get there. And it's so close, right? You know, it was just a few steps away from where the shrimp bowl was, and these are ancient. How did these manuscripts come?
Is your ear okay?
Yeah, it's let it go, and kind of I have to do this because I feel like this is what Diego would do. Fuck. I do. Feeling caught and feeling flustered because I would never lie to this person. Margot, I have something to tell you, and I it's fascinating, but I'm on a bit of a mission, and all I can say is the research that I'm doing, my colleagues are interested in learning about this and learning about
old manuscripts.
Yes, and what do you know about the people that run this place? What do you know about the people that attend this party? Are you familiar with them?
Oh no, I was simply brought in to take a look at the pieces and judge their age and authenticity. I mean, what I normally do for you. I mean, the same kind of thing, but obviously I charge them. Not a favor like it is for you.
Who's under whose order have you been conducting this this business?
Oh, a law firm hired me to come here. I really like that suit. You should wear suits more often. It's a good look for you.
So the law firm hired you to look at these manuscripts for them.
Yes.
What have you found anything of importance?
Well, I've found a lot of things. Do you really want to talk about what I'm?
I do. I want to. I wish that we could have so much more time to talk about all of this, but I think you need to leave. I have a feeling that something might happen here that might put some people in danger, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
Diego, what are you talking about? This is a party.
Yes.
It's just a party with some really old manuscripts. And I know those people seem intimidating, but they're just idiots with lots of money. It's fine. We can joke about this later.
I'm going to just kick into research mode, and I'm going to find a book that I know is going to basically illuminate what this is about. I mean, I have been doing this research, and I know in this is a manuscript that's going to talk about vampires and werewolves and something.
Go ahead, and I'm going to have you roll your edge pool. But for a minute, we're gonna go ahead and leave Diego and go back to Angel and Core, who were having kind of a difficult conversation when we last left them. Core, Angel has just told you that your brother-in-law is not who he says he is, and he is something to be feared. And you kind of turn to see what's happening behind you, and Barry is staring angrily at his phone. His plate of shrimp has sort of started to droop, and one or two have fallen off and onto the floor now, but he doesn't seem concerned. He's so focused on what he's looking at. The professor is gone. You do not see him when you turn around.
You did.
Angel, I understand that a lot has happened tonight. I understand that. Don't think I don't. A lot has been put at us. You don't seem to understand that after my sister was murdered in a home invasion last year, Warrant, my brother-in-law, was literally the only one that held our family together. Or I was a mess. I was a mess. He stopped us from dissolving into nothingness, basically.
Just know, if there's anybody who knows the importance of family, it's me. I've lost everyone important to me, so I understand. You don't want to think the worst about the people that you care about, that you love, that are a part of your family. But I am telling you,
you want to just what? Throw him away on?
No, I'm just telling you.
On a hunch that you have right now?
He is what he is. And that is more than likely a vampire.
Well, I think that you're very new to this, and that maybe you need to recalibrate. Everything has to be recalibrated sometimes, because in this instance, you're wrong.
I promise. Okay, listen, I know there's a lot that has gone on tonight, and I can't explain the things that have awakened in me. But everything that my grandmother, before she passed away, before she died, is making sense. More than it ever has. I promise I wouldn't. Why? What would I have to gain to lie to you?
I'm not saying that you're lying. I'm saying that you are mistaken. There's a lot of people here. I mean, do you have radar for everyone? I mean, it's
he's maybe, not the only one.
The person behind him, or maybe it was the person behind you while he was walking up. I mean, this is all very new to you, and I really should circulate and mingle a little bit, because we're here for information, are we not? So, and look, we've already lost one of our party. Who knows where Diego went? So I'm going to go for it. I have my earpiece in.
Just be careful. Just consider what I said. I know it's difficult.
Any particular direction that she heads in?
Not towards Barry. Probably more towards where Warrant and Ori were.
Okay.
And she's not looking for them, but she is taking Hades with her, and she's just walking in a direction.
You would be kind of well known in this particular environment. So if you ran into folks that you knew, would you stop and speak to them at this point, or are you currently too heated for that?
I think that, I'd like to do a roll on that.
Okay. Let's do composure and etiquette. I feel like that's an appropriate dice pool for this one.
Okay.
Love it when the laughter comes out.
Yeah, that's 3 successes, but also 3 ones. I didn't roll any desperation dice, but it's just like,
okay. You kind of get caught off guard as the first person approaches you. Because they approach you with the kind of enthusiasm that a slightly tipsy person would at a party. They're just like, Core, it's so good to see you again. And that abruptly, just beside you after this conversation, sort of takes you back a step. In fact, Hades is surprised too, and he kind of like hisses for half a second before settling into that conversation. And it's someone who you've planned parties for in the past, who just wants to talk to you about the decor and what you would have done differently for this event and that kind of stuff.
There's so much. Pardon me. Hades needs to go to the toilet. So I'm just going to take care of that. And I'll be back. And
come and find me and Trish later. We'd love to catch up.
And I'd love to have this conversation too. Hades is have to do this now.
And you're able to kind of just recede into the crowd in sort of the general direction that Ori and that Warrant took off in.
Something that I would like to do.
Yes, dear.
Since I think after that stop, Core is pretty certain that that's going to just keep on happening.
Mm-hmm.
Core is going to use her Beast Whisperer perk, and is going to use Hades, send him off on his first stealth spy mission.
Okay.
And so this would be utilizing incognito and also complex commands.
Okay. So go ahead and roll that base edge pool, the charisma and animal ken.
Okay. Yeah, because this isn't training. All right. Okay, 4 successes. One of them's a crit.
Okay. What command are you giving to Hades?
Follow and record Warrant.
Okay.
Come back when mommy says.
Okay. Wonderful. And remind me what the text is on incognito.
Incognito is The animal can masterfully stay out of sight, hiding just out of observation range or blending in for practically any situation. Unless someone looks for it, they will not know it is there. The storyteller is a judge on which animals can plausibly employ this ability. It is unlikely that a horse would remain undetected in an office, for example.
You know, it's strange how easily a cat in a toga made of Kevlar is blending in at this party. It's a shocker, but there's actually a cat fashion show happening here tonight. So the fact that he's dressed up is just very on brand, and he's able to sort of mosey about the party with relative ease. Angel, you just tried to help Core, and she did not take it well. What are you doing now?
Angel's going to try to kind of shake it off because she knows that they have a mission ultimately. If there is any type of person who has a tray of drinks or something, she's going to try to grab a drink at this point because she needs one, and also to kind of get her the juice she needs in order to start mingling after obviously that kind of emotional moment.
It takes a minute. You see up on sort of the mezzanine level, there are lots of wait staff walking around with trays of champagne. So you're able to ascend the stairs for a minute and sort of take a moment to yourself and look out over the party after you track down one of the waiters and just grab a glass of champagne. And you have a moment to yourself there. Let's go back to Barry for just a second, and then we're going to come back to you, Angel. Barry, you just got flipped the bird via lip reading. What are you up to now? You've lost a few shrimp casualties.
I mean, he's
also bless you all for splitting the party. Like, thank you for this.
Perfect,
this
yes.
is a joy.
So, I mean, Barry's not a complete Neanderthal when it comes to parties. He's not going to leave the shrimp sitting on the floor like that. He will casually kick them under the table that's closest, so people don't step on him. And then he's going to start yelling into his, well, not yelling, but I've been made. There's somebody here that knows who I am. I should probably leave. We should probably just go.
All of this, you all hear this over the earpiece. I'll say that Barry, you heard Diego talking in the library, but Angel and Core, you two were having too heated of a conversation to pick up that there was something coming through the earpiece at that point in time. But the rest of you do hear Barry kind of go, we should just go. We should leave right now.
We can't do that without gathering the information.
Well, why?
For lots of reasons. We have to stay and just do what they told us to do.
Right, but we're compromised.
Sergeant Robbie comes on and he's like, yeah, you have to stay and complete the mission.
See? But what do you mean by compromise? What are you talking about?
Well, there's somebody here that knows who I am, and he saw Baby Shark, and I don't feel like this is a safe mission anymore, and we should probably skedaddle. Maybe we can just view it from a distance.
And as you say, we could just view it from a distance. You hear behind you, Barry Stark, as I live and breathe. Long time no see, buddy.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
You look really squirrely. You want to just turn around, dude? It's been a few years. I'm not going to punch you or anything.
Oh, hey.
Barry, this is real weird.
Would you like some shrimp?
No, I'm good. I heard people were touching them. So,
How else do you eat a shrimp?
Listen, what are you doing here? This really doesn't seem like your kind of gig.
Oh no, it's not. I made some new friends, and they invited me to this cool party, and well, they said there was free food, so I'm at the shrimp table. You know me. How are you? How's been with you?
Listen, Barry, you really got to calm down. It's water under the bridge now. I've gotten some good gigs since you and I split up. In fact, one of them is why I'm here tonight. It's really okay. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Oh, well, no, I mean, honestly, if we were, I appreciate, you didn't get fired. I got fired. And I never told anybody that you were there. And I guess you never told anybody else, but I did get fired and you didn't get fired. So I don't really think there's a reason for you to hit me, but I'm. Are you
mad at me?
No, not at all.
I didn't rat you out, buddy. But like, if you're still in the game, the gig I'm working on right now is a 2-man operation. I could use some help.
Go on.
Well, it's this really rich lawyer guy. He's got me moving money here and there. He had been having some guy do it legitimately, but I guess the dude flaked out and they're having trouble convincing him to rejoin the operation. So, it's kind of a free agent situation right now. And moving money was always sort of your jam.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to help out. Do you have a computer?
Well, I don't have all the intel yet. I'm here to meet with a guy about it. You come with me.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to put the shrimp down? We'll go meet him right now.
Can I not bring the shrimp?
I mean, it's not a great look for a business meeting.
Okay, all right. I just don't like wasting food. It seems like bad form for...
Well, just put it on the table. I'm sure it'll be here when you come back.
But it'll be warm. Yeah, you're right.
Scoop some ice out of the bucket. Put it underneath.
You know what? Somebody will take care of it. Somebody else will eat this, I'm sure. Yeah, let's go meet the guy. Let's go meet this person.
Jerry, you're okay?
I just got a little something, it's the humidity.
Oh, well, you should get that looked at.
Yeah, I think it's like a fungus or something.
Really go get that looked at.
Yeah, right after this.
Angel, you're able to kind of see this whole interaction with a bird's eye view. And you see Barry's body language change as he turns to this man and immediately becomes interested in what he has to say. Trent, the man he's talking to, is tall and gaunt, wearing a suit that's clearly too big for him. Like, it's obvious it's not his and it was borrowed for this occasion. In fact, he might have gotten the blazer at coat check just so that he could match the dress code. But the two of them ascend the staircase and kind of pass behind you. You and Barry exchange a quick look. But Barry is kind of careful not to give away that he's here with you.
Do I sense anything with the passing of that particular individual when I take a look at him?
Nope.
Okay.
Just normal skeevy, not anything supernatural skeevy about him. And as you kind of stand there and you're sort of taking in that situation and reliving those tense moments you just had with Core, a body comes to stand beside you and look out over that railing to your left. And if you glance up, there's a very handsome man standing there, perhaps mid-40s, 50 years old. with slicked back black hair, just little bits of gray in it, very distinguished. And
so Angel's type, got it.
Okay. Yeah, he's hot, but kind of regal in the way that perhaps, like, beautiful in the way that a bird of prey might be, where it's all sharp angles and you can see the eyes are ever alert and ever watchful and very vigilant. And the machinations going on behind them. It's almost unsettling to you, but he does kind of glance your way and smile and say, it's quite a party, isn't it?
It is. I don't often get a chance to go out because I'm usually pretty busy running my establishment, but this is really well done.
You're the owner of the Blue Bayou, aren't you?
Oh, you've heard of me.
Yes, well, only word of mouth, I'm afraid. I represent the individuals who run La Palabra, so.
Oh, I see.
It's nothing personal, I assure you.
Just business. Right?
Aleja and Carmina tend to get upset about little things like that, but I personally think there's room for every kind of establishment in Miami, especially ones run by beautiful women.
The flattery. Well, you do have a different nature than Aleja, that's for sure.
I'm a lot less loud.
And abrasive and annoying. Yes.
Well, I'm happy to see you here.
Happy to see me here. Why is that?
So often these affairs are boring and tedious. It's the same people over and over again, but someone interesting walks in the door with a keen eye and a curious mind. I tend to take notice.
So what brings you to this particular event?
I have a bit of business to attend to later on, but I have to make appearances at these kinds of things. I represent a lot of the folks down there.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. What was your name again? You seem to know mine, so it's only right for me to know yours.
I'd prefer to leave a little bit of mystery, if you don't mind. Maybe at the next party we'll be able to exchange cards. And he's going to kind of walk around you and descend the staircase into the throngs of people.
Did she pick up on anything otherworldly?
Would you have actively used your ability in that moment?
No, I'm thinking more of like him walking away, kind of trying to see like if she gets anything as he goes past. Not in the conversation, but when he walks away.
Roll me
like a presence that's more so than just his.
Roll me your wits and occult pool. This is going to have a high difficulty though.
That's fine. It's usually if someone makes an impression, but then it's also to kind of like, that's an interesting line of conversation and mystery. Oh, that's 3 crits.
Okay, so that's. Did you have any other successes?
No.
Okay. So that's 5 successes. You get a little bit of something, but it might just be, for lack of a better term, the sort of daddy energy that you were getting there in that moment. Nothing inherently dangerous. Just mysterious man at a party.
Copy that.
Let's go back down to the library.
Okay. I'm ready to roll.
What did you already roll your edge pool, or
no, because
were you waiting?
I was waiting
for the drama,
and I want to use a desperation die.
Oh, okay. So use all 3. Use the full desperation pool.
Okay, shit. And then is it only if the desperation die themselves are ones?
The desperation die are the ones that matter.
Got it. So not the regular ones. Great.
Not the regular ones.
Ooh. Okay. Okay, good. Because I did get a 1, but it wasn't a desperation die.
Okay.
So I have, wow, I got to count. I got 3, 4 of my regular die successes.
Okay.
And then in the desperation die, I got another success and a crit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total.
Tell me what this frantic search in this library looks like.
So I've already done research on learning about who they are and where they hide, and I can find out what harms them. But this is different. There's two things that I'm focusing on. One, I want to be able to find the right passage or image that's going to communicate to my friend what I cannot say with words. And I'm also looking for what we need for the mission. I want to see if I can find any evidence in these manuscripts that's going to provide us with the information that's what we've been tasked to do. Like maybe, I don't know, a family tree or some sort of something that pins something on someone that might be here.
You had 6 successes. All right. With 6 successes, as you're sort of frantically leafing through these books, you notice some consistency in sort of the, what would you call it, the origin of each of these texts, because they come from a time at which they all would have been done sort of by hand, or at the very least, some of the newer texts would have been done on movable type press. So it's not something that was like mass published by Penguin Books or something like that. And you notice that a lot of the origins seem to have the last name Romero in them. And as you begin to flip through, not only does that consistency kind of stand out, but you know that's not enough to convince the librarian you're with, Margot. So you start pulling out other manuscripts and other things and flipping through them. And there's a strange portion of book that you find that speaks a lot about diseases of the blood. And some of the strangeness therein that sounds a lot like what you know to be true about the blank bodies. So you think that's a good place to start. And it does have illustrations, very kind of graphic ink drawings. And you kind of rush across the library and go to show this to Margot and frantically kind of try and explain to her what she's looking at.
I flip right to the page and I start to, probably with a frantic, intense energy, at a mile a minute, try to walk her through. Like, do you see this picture? Do you see what this is depicting? And look at this description. There's something about this like strange blood diseases, and this speaks to a lot of the focus of my research. There are entities here that are beyond our typical understanding, and I just basically put the book right in front of her and let her eyes do the rest of the work.
And the expression on her face is one you've seen her wear many times. She's got a furrowed brow. She's really trying to stay with you and to understand what you're saying, because you do this a lot. You get excited about a specific piece of information and have some trouble relaying it in colloquial terms. And she looks at the text and she's focused on it very hard. And by the time you finish your explanation, she looks up at you and her eyes go wide. The heat that you'd felt under your skin has started to radiate and sort of swell. And as you push your palm through your hair to try and push it out of your eyes, you feel clumps of it coming out, sticking to your hand.
Whoa. Oh,
and
no.
Margot begins to back up, the expression on her face, one of shock. Don't come any closer. Stay away from me.
What do you see? What's happening? What's happening to me? What's happening to me?
And as you run your fingers along your skin, a moist softness is what you feel. Almost like an open wound.
Oh no.
And as you begin to sort of push at your face, you can feel skin sloughing off, hair falling out.
Is it painful?
No. All you feel is heat. And you can hear in your ears your heart pounding.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Don't come any closer. Stay away from me.
Wait, please. I'm going to. Oh.
I'll scream. What is happening right now?
I don't know. Please don't scream. Please. You need to get away. This place isn't safe. And is there a mirror? I want to see if I can find. I want to look at I want to look at myself.
As you're trying to explain, please don't leave. Please, I'm safe. I promise it's okay. You feel a change in your throat as slits open up like gills along the sides of your neck. And you can gasp for air as you speak. You lift sort of a hammered aluminum tray that had been in there as an antique piece and stare at your reflection, unfamiliar with what stares back at you. Your eyes are milked over with a sickly yellow color. Your skin has been sloughed off, and underneath a gray-green flesh remains. You have gills
Yikes.
Embedded in your throat now, and your hair is clumped up in pieces. Your ears have all but receded into your skull, making every noise around you unbearably loud. And all you can hear is your blood pumping, your heart pounding, and the shrill squeals of Margot behind you.
I try to reach out into the comms if I can, and I just bellow into them, to the library. I need help.
Let's step away for a second. Core, having sent Hades off on his important mission, I will remind you guys that he's the only one who's here doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's following around the known vampire, and you guys are just getting drunk and eating shrimp. So
sounds like a party to me. Okay.
Hades has been sent off to take care of business. And Core, you've kind of taken a moment to collect yourself.
Yeah, Core is looking around the party, sees Angel up at the balcony at a very great, vantage point to be able to see everything. Core thinks, maybe Angel has seen Toby, the undead that kind of kicked all of this off. And as Core looks up at Angel, and she's kind of regretful for her outburst earlier. She still believes what she said. She said what she said, but is about to do her earpiece to reconnect with Angel. And then, screaming in her ear, she hears Diego, "Library, I need help." And it's just like that, obviously, because you don't scream in an earpiece. Core knows that nobody is going into that library, that manuscript place, and they always serve the best food in the heavily populated places. So she's going to take a quick look around the room, see the least populated place with the least amount of food, assume that's the library, and make a beeline towards it.
I love it.
Everyone's at the cat fashion show. Let's be honest.
It's true. Where else would you be at a time like this? Priceless manuscripts. Show me the cats. The cats and the shrimp station. That's the main draw here.
Yeah, like Cor will check down at her wrist gadget and see Hades, slinking around and jumping on things with Warren in his sights. He's like, "That's my baby. Oh, that's my baby," and then making a beeline for the library.
I will say the one thing that you can see, because this camera is it's on the laurels that Hades is wearing. So it's sort of from his vantage point. The one thing that you see constantly is just people like bending over to look at him with excitement on their faces. Like, "Oh my goodness, you're so handsome." Over and over and over again. And
yes,
you get the sense that if Hades could sigh, he probably would.
It's a great responsibility. So with great cuteness comes great responsibility.
Okay. So you are rushing off to the least populated area.
Assuming that that's the library, yes.
Spectacular. I love that. Angel, you had sort of just made eye contact with Cor down below you when this "to the library" came through your earpiece.
If I look again, like after that, obviously she's like trying to play it off, like if anyone were passing by, like, just fixing my earring, but also too kind of like, damn it, like that was loud. But if she if she did meet eyes, which she did with Cor, if Cor is going off or seeming like she's like heading in a certain direction, especially after that, she's going to make her way down as well, kind of to follow Cor.
Okay. Wonderful. Barry, you had a moment before you actually heard this come through the earpiece. You had followed Trent around a corner to actually a service elevator kind of setup, where he stepped inside and waited for you to follow him. And then a third figure stepped on and pulled the grate down. The third figure you recognize as Toby. Who's this guy? Toby, it's okay. He works with me. He's worked with me before. He's the best in the business.
Hi. Yeah, I am the best. I'm the best in the business.
The best what?
Whatever. Whatever you need at this, I can do it all.
Okay. I don't know what your problem is, but
yeah,
you know what the job is? You're just moving some money around for us. Trent said that he can get us into the accounts we need, but he can't get us access to actually move anything. So is that where you're going to come in?
Yes, that's I can do that.
What's wrong with this guy? And Toby's going to kind of exchange a look with Trent.
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just I'm not used to parties. I'm in tight spaces. I don't like elevators. I had a close call with an elevator. And I'd really rather just, I avoid them. But yeah, I can take care of whatever you need at whatever time. I'm a whiz at everything.
Well,
I'm good at all the things that I'm not, except for the things that I'm not.
Okay. Well, what is your fee? Because I know what Trent wants, but it's a little unconventional. So
What are you, what's your fee? Trent, what's your fee?
I can't tell you, dude. It's like a personal thing. It's nothing you need to know about.
Right. I mean, I don't, I bet we can figure something out. Let's see how hard the job is, and then I can kind of invoice based on that and see what we can come up with. I'm very reasonable on my rates.
You want something pedestrian like money? Okay, that's totally doable. We can handle that.
Well, I didn't know what the options were.
I know who you are.
Yeah, you know who I am, Toby.
Look, if my boss found out that you saw me at that fuckhead's funeral, I would be in every bit as much trouble as you are. So let's just keep that between us. What do you want?
I mean, whatever I want?
Yes, whatever you want.
Okay, I want the power to make people do things like you did. Like you made that guy step in front of somebody and die. I want to be able to do that.
And you see Trent beside you kind of just like blow out a really quick breath and look at you sideways. What the fuck you been up to, man?
That's power. That's power.
Okay. Look, my guy, yes, that's doable, but it's not my call to make. We got to talk to my boss about it. And if he doesn't like it, he'll kill you. So it's kind of a win-win for me.
Well, I mean, you still need me to move the money. Like I can move the money and
yeah.
Yeah, but that's some serious power, and I'm tired of being the little guy. I want to be able to stand up for myself.
Shut up. Look, the two of you. So okay. I haven't told my boss about this plan yet. I've kind of been running this operation myself up until now, and he doesn't really know that I'm bringing new guys into it. So I'm going to go and soft pitch this idea and then introduce you to. I just need you all to kind of be cool about it. Do you think you can handle that?
I mean, I can be cool.
We're inside.
Okay.
It's 11 o'clock at night. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, I thought it would make me cool. Look, I'm not good. I'm nervous. It's hot in here. This jacket is really
okay.
tight.
We're gonna leave the elevator. Jesus fucking Christ! And he'll pull up the grate and sort of gesture off to you.
Thank you.
Just come downstairs with me, and I'll wave you in when the time's right. Okay?
You'll give us like a signal, like a cue.
I will call you by your names.
Oh, yeah. That makes more sense.
I know Trent. What's your name?
Larry.
Is that really his name, Trent? No, it's not Larry. Dude, you can't lie to him.
Okay. My name's Barry.
That's somehow worse. Okay, come with me, Barry. I'll wave you in downstairs when we get the plan all settled. And he takes off ahead of you. And it is now, at this point, that you hear through your earpiece, "Come to the library!" Diego, I feel like I've just gotten more elaborate with your with your professor voice there.
I like its evolution.
Yeah, it's, we're growing. I'm learning to be a great actor, just like you. And Toby kind of leads the way. So, Angel and Core, as the two of you are kind of shouldering your way through the crowd, because it is, the cat fashion show is front and center. It's right in the middle of the foyer. It takes a minute to sort of navigate that crowd. And Angel and Core, you sort of converge back towards where all of these study rooms are. And there's about 8 in total. They're a good distance apart, on opposite sides of a hallway that's maybe 200 yards across. And you're kind of heading towards a poorly lit room with the doors mostly closed, assuming that's the library. And you kind of beeline for this room. And Core, you hear voices inside. Angel, you step up behind her and you hear them too. They don't sound panicked, but there's a couple deep voices talking in hushed tones in that room. You still looking for the library, or do you think you'd check it out?
As in, if we got closer to the door, we'd hear more, or if it's more like we have to go into the room?
If you got closer to the door, you feel like you might hear more.
Angel definitely is going to try to at least get a sense if there's beyond the door something that is immediately dangerous.
Okay.
And supernatural.
As you approach, even really just to move past this room, if you decide that that isn't the library where Diego is having a crisis. The door is cracked enough that, you know what, roll me wits and awareness real quick, Angel.
Would Core also roll this?
If you're kind of speed walking past there with the expectation of finding Diego.
I have a specialty of instincts and awareness.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and add 2 dice to your dice pool then.
Okay.
I got 3, by the way.
3 for you.
Mm-hmm.
I got 4.
4 for you.
No crits.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
While we're running through that, Diego, I want you to roll me your willpower pool. Angel and Core. As the two of you pass by this room, Core, you're struck with the sudden urge to stop. Something about it seems wrong for this environment, for this party. There's just something going on here, and you kind of catch Angel by the elbow as she moves forward. Through the crack in the pocket doors there, you can see that this room is very dimly lit. There's hardly a light on. There's a big billiards table in the middle of the room. And 4 men and 1 woman are sort of crowded around it, looking at something that's spread out on the table. Angel, you would recognize the man standing a few paces back from the table. Hands loosely clasped behind his back. It was the man you spoke to earlier, one who seemed to know you somehow. Both of you would recognize one of the men hunched over the table. His gray suit's a dead giveaway, and if that weren't the dead giveaway, the large black Maine Coon cat sitting atop one of the bookcases would be. Warrant hunches over this table. You hear the man with the elegant, slicked back black hair say, "You're going to move some money around and make it look like they lied about their assets. Once the deal falls through, we'll be able to seize the property through legal means, and then we won't have to worry about them ever again. We'll drive them out of Miami, and my territory can expand." Warrant kind of runs a hand across his forehead. He looks up. "Lucian, look, I don't know what to tell you. I can't get access like I used to. They've really cracked down on the dual authentication for money transfers and everything, and I don't know if I can." And at that moment, a truly enormous man who'd been standing next to Warrant punches him right in the kidney. Warrant will double over and kind of collapse to the ground. The man in the sharkskin suit with the slicked back black hair goes, "Don't you remember what happened the last time you told me no?" Ora is getting so big. Really, it's a blessing that she's never asked us about what happened with her mother, why the home invasion only killed one of you. Warrant, I'm not going to ask again. You are going to take care of this for me, right? Warrant will kind of place a hand on the side of the table and drag himself up to a standing position. It's not that I won't, Lucian. It's that I don't know if I can. And with that, the man noted as Lucian is going to nod to the muscle-bound man who just punched Warrant. The man is going to turn and head towards the door where you two are currently crouched. Do you stay or do you move?
I picture like Core and Angel like this to each other while we were listening at the door. And Angel would probably see like Core like start shaking and almost this manic energy in her eyes, what she just learned.
Angel would have tried to grab Core's hand if she allowed it, to try to basically an understanding of what was going on in that moment.
Core, what is going on in this moment?
That there was always something about that home invasion. There was always something about that. They had such incredible security. There were a lot of unanswered questions, and the timing of it, where only Janie was the person that was there.
And you knew that Warrant had always shouldered an unhealthy amount of guilt when it came to what happened to Jamie.
Core talked him through that shit. Like,
now you understand why.
And Cora's like staring straight into Angel's eyes right now, and is also remembering what she said to Angel earlier when Angel warned her.
Diego, how'd you do with that willpower roll?
Success.
Fuck yeah, that's what I love. All right. Diego, you have just changed into something else. And despite this sort of monstrous appearance that you now have, I mean, you never really got a ton of attention before this, but you're definitely going to draw stares for the wrong reasons now. Even though this grotesquerie is you feel strong. And you feel driven, and there is fire in your veins. And again, your heart is just pumping. Your blood is pounding through your body. Tell me how this willpower failure manifests.
Well, so the initial thing that was setting in as I was changing, recognizing the gills, was panic. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to breathe, and the entire time I'm like, and I can breathe. Am I right? I'm able to breathe air. And
you can do more than breathe air.
Oh, I feel those gills.
You feel like you can fucking fly right now.
I settle in, the breathing starts to stabilize, and it hits me what I've become. And I look at Margot, the only person that has ever treated me consistently for years with respect and kindness. And I take my crucifix, that is an artifact of protection, and I drop it on the ground at her feet. And I get out, storming into the ballroom.
Anywhere in particular?
I'm going to look around. I want to see who I notice. You know what? Nah. I'm just bursting in there and making the eyes come right on me. I want to look at the crowd when they realize what I am. I want to see their fear. I want to see their shock and horror.
Core and Angel. You two stand in the hallway. Oh, I'm not done yet. There's more.
You're like, wait.
You two stand in the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
A truly, I would say a monstrous man approaching from this meeting that's taking place, but that's not an apt description now. He's just a muscle-bound guy compared to what bursts out of the library across the hall from you. It's wearing Diego's clothes, but what you see in front of you is more akin to a creature that's been living in a cave for the last millennia. It's wild and terrifying and completely inhuman, ripping open those pocket doors and stepping a few paces, heavy-footed, into the hallway and towards the atrium, where hundreds of unknowing, stupid, rich people are standing there cheering for cats. At the other end of the hallway, coming out of a freight elevator, stands Barry, next to a thin man in an ill-fitting suit, and your former employee. Core?
I have one question then. With this being that is wearing Diego's clothes, does this being count as a beast?
Hold, please. I'm just gonna read the Beastmaster text real quick.
Yes.
Yes.
I like where you are going.
Let's go.
Meanwhile, hey Barry, you just got caught. What you doing, pal?
Well, I told them I had a thing and I was going to go do a thing. So, we're. He's going to motion for them to like go away. I'm I'm doing a thing.
It's as you kind of motion, it's then that you see the monster that just stepped out of the library and is wearing Diego's clothes. You know what? I'm going to let this happen because I feel like that was a very creative use of the Beast Whisperer Edge. So I'm going to have you roll your charisma and animal ken against Diego's composure, awareness, and willpower. Because right now he is in the halvesy beast equivalent of a frenzy.
Yeah. Okay. So Diego's doing awareness and willpower while I am doing charisma and animal kin.
Correct.
Okay.
Am I doing composure, awareness, and willpower?
Composure, awareness, and willpower.
Oh, that's going to be more dice.
It's a big dice pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I, depending on how this does, I will be utilizing willpower. Actually, I'm going to do the rest.
I was going to say, you've got those desperation dice.
I'm going to do desperation dice for this.
Wonderful. Go ahead and add 3 dice to that dice pool. Just make sure you know which ones they are so we know if they're ones.
Okay. No problem.
I'm rolling 11 die.
Oh my God. All right.
Oh my God.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm rolling 8 dice. So we'll see. We'll see if vengeance wants to day.
Those crits can make a big difference. While this is happening, Angel, I want to know what you would be doing because you've just witnessed kind of this same layout. It might not have been quite as personal for you, but you certainly know what's happening.
I feel like also too because she heard the conversation, Angel is instantly now worried about Cora's niece. So she's going to try to see if she can spot, because obviously there's some type of creature that is now heading towards people. And she heard what happened in there, where there was a threat that had to do with this young teenage girl who's basically helpless, has no clue what's going on. Is Angel in this moment, is she able to spot where she is on the other side?
Roll me wits and awareness, add 2 to that dice pool because she was wearing a bright peach dress. So she should be pretty easy to spot there. Okay. Diego and Cor, how'd you guys do?
I have 6 successes.
I was re-looking at willpower, so I knew exactly what it is that I could do for this push because I needed to remember. It's been weeks.
You can spend a willpower to re-roll 3 of the regular dice, not the desperation dice.
Actually, all 3 of the desperation dice want this to happen. Okay. But I did have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 successes.
Okay.
But it's like
the margin is important here. I will say that. So you beat him, which is good, but the more you beat him by, the better this is probably going to work.
Okay. Unfortunately, there's no way to add dice to this, so I think no matter what, it's only going to be 1 more success.
Okay.
Then so it'd be 2 successes as opposed to 1. And if I re-roll those 3 dice, I'm gonna re-roll the 3 dice. Whatever. I'm re-rolling the 3 dice.
It's, you know what? This is the finale. Go all out. Do it.
Re-rolling those 3 dice.
Dun, dun, dun.
Come on, baby. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Desperation wants it. You want it too. Okay, can I spend another willpower?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Barry, as you make eye contact with the rest of your cell in this hallway, you kind of, your phone inadvertently buzzes a little bit and you kind of glance down at it. You see Robbie making his way through the crowd with a double-barrel shotgun. He is beelining for where you all are.
Mm.
Did you say that we needed to get a computer and potentially do something very quickly right now? Could we possibly do that kind of thing? I'll get the money. We'll move the money. We'll do the thing. We'll get it all squared away.
Do you not see what's fucking happening here?
Well, yeah, I feel like maybe it would be even more important to get this thing squared away right now rather than like waiting until later. And I mean, that's weird.
He is not listening to you. Core, how'd your reroll go?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes, and one of those is a crit.
Kick ass. All right. Give this beast your command.
Yes.
Core is still really close to Angel, like they were about to have like a moment, who knows, but Angel definitely read the suicide in Core's eyes to go into that room. Being presented with this Diego beast creature, no idea where that came from. Looking to her left, seeing Toby, but knows that there's a room full of people, including Warrant, that she gives not a shit about. Reaches for her laurel to do double silver collapsible batons out. Stands forward, like does an eye connection with the Diego monster and goes, "Come here." Points to the room. Feed everything but the cat.
I mean, I'm gonna go feed.
And Core's following.
Are you going into the room?
After the beast monster.
Fuck yeah, you are. Okay. Angel.
I got 6 to spot the youngling.
You see Ori 200 feet away. She's texting or scrolling through Facebook, something on her phone, not paying attention to what's going on around her. She is not at all interested in the cat fashion show because she knows that Hades is the most fashionable of all the cats here. And you see her and you see that she's safe. And there's just a brief moment of relief until you see Robbie behind her, cocking the shotgun as he walks in your direction, staring you down as he advances. Barry.
Yeah, things are spinning out of control quickly. Well, you know what? We're putting it all on the table. These are all glass windows, right? Around this whole place.
Yep. Do it. Do the thing.
I'm gonna signal Baby Shark to blast out the glass and come flying in. And if I could, if he has loudspeakers, play Ride of the Valkyrie as he comes through.
Roll me your edge pool.
Wait, I gotta find it. It is
Wits and
the
technology, or wits and
armament,
technology.
or just for him?
Well, you didn't say specifically what you were shooting at. Why don't
just shooting out the glass so he could come flying in.
I mean, that you don't need to roll for that. That's
okay.
A big target in a building like this.
All right. Wits and technology.
Yes, please.
Can I roll desperation dice? I'm desperate.
Do it. This is the moment, y'all. Angel, you will have the opportunity to take one additional action before we play all of this out.
Okay. Angel in that moment is going to try to get a feel for the person or thing in front of her, because there's something that she would do if that was the case.
The thing being Diego?
No, saying if it's talking about the person with the shot, like that's near Cora's niece.
You know who that is. That's Robbie.
But he's
Sergeant
not.
Robbie.
So
no.
He is not.
Yeah, no, he's human. You know he's human.
I feel like Angel in this case would try to head in that direction because she's trying to get Ori out.
Her intention is to save the innocent.
Yes.
Spectacular.
Even if it's at a risk.
How'd you do with that roll, Barry?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I got 4 criticals. Plus another 5 successes.
Okay.
They did.
You know, I'm so glad that we finally got to use this drone ability. So.
Just for the record, that's how many successes?
Like a lot. It's like
13?
9, something 13? Like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's enough. So. Couple things happen at once. Cor whips out her dual batons and says, "Go! Feed! Everything but the cat." Whips open the pocket doors leading to this room, coming face to face almost with that giant man and your ex-brother-in-law. Diego, you hear Cor's command, and it's like the word of God to you. You drop to your haunches, slick noise on the marble as you move, and charge towards that room, taking a flying leap towards the gargantuan figure currently filling the doorway. It is as you make contact that Baby Shark crashes through the glass ceiling to the atrium. Ride of the Valkyries starts pumping through the air, reverberating through the room as glass shatters and falls to the ground. Screams begin echoing. People scatter. And in the clatter of footprints, Angel, you are able to advance far enough to put an arm around Orai's shoulders, steering her away from the chaos and along the wall towards the entrance to this building. You don't dare turn around as you flee. Robbie charges past you, back towards where the chaos is happening. You hear a spray of gunfire, the sound of flesh tearing and bodies colliding. Smoke and glass and ash and blood fill the air. Quite a party. And Angel, as you push open the door, leading Orai out into the street, far away from the danger inside, you can't help but feel that you did exactly what you were supposed to. And I think that's where we're going to leave it. I don't think we're going to figure out exactly what happened to everybody else just yet.
Oh my God.
That's pretty cool. And
I love that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I like it.
As much as I would love to let you guys just continue to kick everybody's ass forever, we already went over time.
Oh my God.
I love the idea of revisiting Core's murderous rampage that's about to take place.
Oh,
Love it too.
I love that.
Wow.
So,
season 2?
somewhere in a shipping container office beneath the port of Miami, Colonel Kellogg sits in front of her computer watching this whole thing occur live, making notes to herself about the experimental drug that she passed off to a certain professor to test. Didn't work quite how they intended, but it'll serve a purpose somewhere down the line. Thank you guys
Oh my God.
so much
Oh my God.
for going on this journey with me. I wish we had another 6 episodes, truly.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, viewers, for tuning in and joining us on this particular
My
romp.
heart.
Romp through the world of darkness. Thank you to my beautiful players for being so patient and for dealing with the split party and us bopping around from one to the other so well. Really appreciate you guys for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the story. Real quick before we hop into our post show and some hype about Hunter the System and the book and all that, I do want to give everybody the opportunity to talk about what else they're working on right now. Let's go in the same order as we did before. Briana, what else you got going on?
Hi guys. Well, there's going to be some stuff coming up. One of them is going to be a mini series for Coyote and Crow on Creators Assemble. It's a continuation from a one shot that we did on Creators Assemble not too long ago. That starts on July 12th. And that's going to be, I believe, at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So please head on over there. I'm super excited. I really love the group and the storytelling is phenomenal. So definitely check it out. There's going to be some more things to come. So if you want to follow me at UTAHEIME cosplay, Utahime cosplay, and at Briana DeCoster on Twitter, you'll find out what I'm going to be up to. And I will be at Gen Con. So hope to see you guys there.
Yay! Justus, what about you?
I don't even know right now. Yeah, you can find me on the socials and I'll be at the cons, and actually I get to go to San Diego Comic-Con for the first time coming up. So I hope I see a lot of folks there. And wish me luck this weekend. I'm competing in the Great American Beard and Mustache Championship here in Utah. So
that's a thing we're doing. Luis, what about you?
What do I have going on? Well, there's a couple things down the road that I don't that are on the horizon. I have, in terms of a movie, there's a movie that I did called Don't Tear Yourself Apart that just had a screening at the Marina del Rey Film Festival. So that's starting to do its film festival circuit, which is cool. And I am going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. And Markeia and I are going to be doing a little something there.
Wait, we're all going to be there?
We're all going to be there.
We're all going to be there.
Wait, are you kidding me?
Yeah, we're all going to be there.
Yes, let's go.
So I'll see people there.
Sorry, guys, we got way too excited about that.
No, it's cool.
It was a realization that just happened.
And yeah, those are the things that I have on the horizon. There's a couple things that I'm not thinking about, but those are the immediate things because San Diego Comic-Con is around the corner, and the films that I have that are going around right now. So there's that.
Spectacular. Last but certainly not least, Markeia, what else you got going on?
Okay, see you. Oh my gosh. By the way, loved all of that. All of that was everything that I wanted and needed. And oh my gosh, love it. Okay, so yes, Saturdays restarting on July 2nd, Damsels and Dice, where I am Monica Rambeau for my Disney Princess. July 2nd, I know, holiday weekend, but also 6 o'clock p.m. on Saturdays. It is going to be a very big episode that we're going to do, well worth your holiday watch. So definitely see that, and that will be live. I'm going to SDCC and Gen Con for SDCC, which is July 21st through the 24th. I have 3 awesome things that I'm doing right now, some things in the works on Thursday and Saturday. And this is with Luis, actually. I have a POCs and TTRPGs panel. That'll be Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Look on my social media. I'll have like an infographic with everything on there. But Saturday, we'll be doing Outbreak Undead Project Nero. That'll be at 1:15 p.m. in the Omni Hotel at the TTRPG Play Theater. And that's going to be a 3-hour block of horror and awesomeness in an apocalyptic landscape that the zombie apocalypse happened in 1995, but the year is still 2022. So I very much think that y'all should be a part of that. And in between there, on Friday, I am doing Tidal Blades RPG. Yes, the new one that is coming out later this year. I'm doing that with a number of amazing people. And like I said, my social media, at Markeia McCarty, to be able to follow that. Gen Con, don't miss Misfits and Magic. I am doing that as a collaboration with Dimension 20, obviously. And a lot of your faves are like on that panel. And Abria is our GM for that. And yeah, just so that you know, we're maybe not the school that you think we would be. What school would be the school that we all need to learn more about? That group. So that would be happening. In any case, a number of other things with that, and just like TTRPGs, I love that we have this industry and this community, and these really great people, like the people that we've been playing with tonight. So
amazing. I don't know when Markeia and Luis and Briana find the time to sleep. I really don't. It feels like they're always doing so much. My only thing going on right now is Hunter. So with this series wrapping up, I'm playing with the cast of Pod by Night. The Stitch of Fate crew has put together a Hunter game called Desperate Measures, where I play a angry housewife inspired by Betty Broderick, who has taken to a life of fighting the supernatural, who they just ran into her ex-husband. So things are about to get spicy. So check that out on Tuesday. We'll be doing the second half of that series actually live next week. So yeah, boy, guys, I'm a little fried. That was quite the fucking ending. I am so excited to be able to share the table with these incredible people. I'm so happy that they decided to join me on this journey. And I'm so excited for you all, the viewers, to finally get to play this game. We're gonna just go and just think about what we've done tonight. You guys have a great evening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.